Oh, let me just find. Right. Okay, I'm back. We had a pirate attack. It was absolutely terrible, and as you can see, I've got a cutlass and a pirate hat. Pirates, Ooo Arrr, and they're not the nice kind of Ooo Arrr. They're bloody mayhem, I'll be back kind of pirates, and they come in waves. So I'm just going to go into creative mode and show you the absolute devastation. Oh dear. So let's just get myself back to... Now, I'll explain those in a minute. So, wow, it was awful. It got into the night, and then all of a sudden I had a pirate ship, and it was devastating. It appeared about here, and it was big, and it has about 5, I think, spawners on it, and they swarm at you, and they swarmed across to this hill, and they swarmed across island, and swarmed across here, and it was absolutely devastating. And this shows the downside of being on a peninsula. So these little things, what they do, so there's a pirate ship over there, I'm not going to go anywhere near it, but with the I don't know what they're called, beams, parts of the sails that go right across the mast. Anyway, they create these, which is just structurally impossible, but it doesn't matter. And they walk down, they build these things, and it just goes on and on and on and on. I didn't really notice it in amongst the waves of bloody interesting hat that slime has. All the way down there, and then occasionally they do this, and they create these beams that come out, and then they drop down. And when I talk about a large number, I'm talking about 3 waves of 15 each. Now, I had a shot at trying to stop the swarms, because, and I have to say this, the guards were utterly useless. Now, I don't know whether it's because I've set them up wrong, but which is quite likely, but it's possible. In fact, it's, as I said, it's quite likely. So in between the second and the third, I took a vast amount of cobblestone and created this kind of seawall. And what happens is they come along, they jump off the boat, and they paddle their way down here, and you can see they create ladders. Oh, by the way, I know you can't see the cursor. It's a Mac thing. Sorry. They create ladders, and then they go up, and then they come down, and they come along here, and you can see the way they've created ladders here, there, and there to get out of the water. And then they climb up, and then they swarm over here, and they all go independent and go racing around. And the vampire hunters, dudes, you with the big hats, did nothing. Still, I suppose you aren't pirate hunters, are you? No, you're just vampire hunters, and you do bugger all with that when vampires came around. But anyway, yes, where was I? Yeah, they come along and they put ladders on everything, and they destroy doors. Blah, blah, blah. I'll start again. Hello, Hugo. Hello. The Glover and the Corbett families are producing kids at an alarming rate. They put ladders up, and this is your only saving grace, because if there's a door here, they create a ladder up and then they get stuck, so you've got some chance of actually killing them. And they swarm in, and literally the mini-map was just covered in red dots. They get in here, they get along the top, they climb up the sides of buildings, they bash in doors and attack people. And I've just got a Slack message from Ben, but never mind. And yeah, so they go everywhere. And hunting, they run really fast, and hunting them is a real exercise. And this guard tower, this lone guard tower with a lone dude in it, I wish there was a way to have more than one guard, or like half a dozen guards. But I guess you've got to hire mercenaries or something to try and fight them. So where did I get all the cobblestone to start building this wall? Well, I discovered something about the warehouses. What, number one, you can only have one, but stop fluttering at me. You're distracting my attention. I'll come at you with a cutlass. Anyway, first of all, you can only have one. Oh, let me just get rid of the moon and come back to, because I'm in creative, I'm just wandering around showing people things. If anybody ever gets to watch this. Sorry, I've got a little bit of it. No, it's not coronavirus. I've got a little bit of a cough. I discovered something about the warehouses. Now, you remember I went to that... Oh, well, that's one of getting down. I went to one of these and I showed the inventory. And you see it's empty. And it's like, well, what are all my Sips cosplayers doing? Well, what they do... See, there was a door here. They've destroyed the door. All these racks have inventories. So if I have a look in this one, look. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. So now I know where everything is going. Now, every single one of these on every floor is... You have to prove me wrong, don't you? You're as bad as these people here. All these citizens. Anyway. So they all fill up, and I'm really liking the rack actually, because you know you got all this interesting stuff in them. What the hell is that? Tile.structurized.blocksolidsubstitution.name. There's a Kevlin Henny right there. Look, 3 bloody red beds. Where are they getting them from? And a field and cooked fish. And there's one up there somewhere that's filled with pickaxes. And what... Oh, it's raining. Hang on. And what I want to know is, with all these pickaxes and shovels up there, why all my couriers aren't taking them over to the mines. Because I can tell... What's she doing? Look, she's just standing around again. Oh no, that's Humphrey Arnold, one of the farmers. Yeah, flower pots. Look, flower pots. So they climb up the sides and they attack everything. They don't do a hell of a lot of damage to your citizens, but you have to defend them. And some of them are hard. And when I say hard, I mean Daniel Craig, I mean hard. And wow, do they do some damage. And trying to kill them all, chase them and kill them, is an absolute nightmare. So what am I going to do to solve this problem? Let me just find out what she wants. You're very needy.
Yes, sir.
14 green carpet. I've got to get the florist up. Stop pushing me around. Fulfill. I know it's cheating, but I don't care. What are you doing? You're supposed to be in the what? In the sawmill. Yes, they got completely buggered up trying to you've got carpet outside. A tree in a pot. It's not going to work very well. Is this your house? You're not a very good... You know, if you were renting, I'm sure the owner would have something to say about it. You've got carpet outside. Anyway, so yeah, the combat academy and the archery dude, nothing, nothing. And I'm sure it's because I'm setting them up wrong. So here, as an example, what I'll do, see, look, ladders. There's ladders bloody everywhere. Look, there's no one here. Look. So let's see. Look, he's asleep again. Now, this is what I found. So if I go, oh, okay, it's a little kid, I would think. Apparently, you can set them on guard, or you can, first of all, you can tell them to be a guard or a knight. I don't quite know how. There we go. See, he's a knight, which means he's got a sword. If he's a ranger, which you can change, he carries a bow. And you don't have to feed them arrows, which is kind of cool. See, assign the guard to the job automatically. Find patrol target. Will you stop giggling? Right, try to retreat on low health. Well, I would tend to think yes. Oh, you're woken up. And then you have these...
I'm hungry.
Well, go and have something to eat. Patrol, follow, or guard. Now, guard is just guarding the tower, which is less than useful. So I'm going to set him on patrol and see what happens. Not that he can do much with a wooden sword and leather armour. It's sad life for you, isn't it? Okay. So moving on. It was a disaster. I spent the whole night just killing pirates on my own. No wonder. Yeah, I felt like that afterwards as well. Look at him. There's a ladder there. Not going to try and climb? No. Oh, she wants more. Wish I could... Redstone torch. But what? Okay.
If you say so.
Fulfill. Right. Let's see who else is complaining. Anyway. I'll go in. Yes, I don't think he's responding. Hello, get out of my way. I have to go around, thank you. Can't get over you, I'll have to get up and go around. What do you need? An item frame. I've got to tell the sawmill how to make those. Look, they're inside as well. Look. Oh no, that's part of the building. So who else needs some is complaining and needs something done? Never-ending work being a mayor. Oh, Adrian started building Miner 3 and he's already complaining because he hasn't got stuff. Right. What do you need? Another item frame. I thought I just gave you one. Oh. So, this attack was absolutely staggering. I could have done with an AK with a drum magazine and half a dozen Glocks. It was just terrible. This haphazard shambles of a wall kind of helped, but then they go across here and then they come up through that way. So if you have a look on the mini-map, you can see that it's a peninsula, and what appears is that the pirates appear there, like that one over there. Now, I actually went to it to try and stem the tide, but I couldn't make any headway. Eventually just waited until it was daytime and then, you know, fought them all off repeatedly with no help from you, bloody inconsiderate citizens. What was I saying? Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's a peninsula, so it's all very well being Constantinople, trying to defend yourself from the barbarian hordes out there, but when the pirate hordes come in here, you're stuffed. So what I'm going to have to do is start getting into, before I continue on with this little lot, is go to the mining dimension, assuming that it's on, and go get a absolute metric ton of stuff, and in particular these things. Now I'm assuming it's on. Let me just have a look. Let's see, was it a turret? Yes, they do have them. So we've got a railgun, a laser turret, teleporter, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, incendiary. That sounds actually interesting. A gun turret. Now, they're not hard to make, but they consume vast amounts of ammunition because they're not very good unless you go. So you get tier 1 turret base right up to tier 5, and I have used the tier 5 in the background, but what I'm going to have to do is get a bunch of these turrets and sprinkle them across here for the first line of defense, and then do the same thing for the second line. Sunset, hang on. Boink. No. Yes. No. Spinning beach ball of death. Right. And set those up along here and just defend the absolute hordes that come in from over here, and build a better looking wall, because this was done in a mad hurry, as you can see. I mean, it's not exactly architecturally stable, and mind you, it defies description, doesn't it? And make them oh, got a new baby, probably because of the deaths of all the things and all the citizens, and try to make this somewhat reasonable. Some sea defences. Oh, got another one from Ben. They didn't come here for some reason. They didn't go into this little inlet, so I'm going to have to build some heavy duty sea defences while I'm off in the mining dimension. Let's just make sure that I can actually get in there. So what you do for that, portal? Do I have a portal? Come on. Where is it? No. Where's the mining dimension? It's deep dark. An end of porcupine. Sounds interesting. Mechanical miners is another thing that I'm interested in. I have used, this is nether portal pet. Okay. Favorite food, obsidian nugget or nether quartz. Inventory pets. You got portal guns. I'm going to get into that at some point. That's the between lands. I thought there was... Let's have a look. This is not looking good. Hang on. Oh no, they're different. There they are. There we are. Tech Reborn. If you get those, you can. It's sort of like a hammer, but like you can do a 3x3 or just individuals and build drill turrets and all that tunnels and all that kind of stuff, and that's very useful. These no. Is that a laser drill? Anyway, it's part of industrial foregoing. There's a miner, which I can never get the XYZ coordinates correct, to try and drill an area. And it's sort of like, oh, you know they say about getting old and forgetting things. It's not that you forget things, it's just your filing drawers are so full of crap that you can't find anything. It's there, it's just you have to dig around through so much crap. What am I thinking of? No, I haven't used it recently. Yeah, like the miner. Oh God, what's it called? Oh, this is annoying. Like the digital miner. Do we have the digital miner in this? It doesn't look like it. It's a block miner. Lens of the miner. A mechanical miner. Digital mining. We do have the digital miner. Mechanism. That's it. It's sort of like the mechanism digital miner, but instead of leaving holes everywhere, what it does is it actually replaces everything with dirt. This includes torches, so you can very rapidly find yourself in the dark, especially if you're trying to mine in the nether or whatever. And it's just it's awkward to say the least. And trying to set the XYZ coordinates so it doesn't mine itself. So you put the block down and it has to be so many blocks that way, so many blocks down, so many blocks to the right, and then it'll go out like that, and then go down and go up. And trying to get all those XYZ coordinates absolutely perfectly. By the way, I know I'm Australian and I'm supposed to be saying Z, but I've been hanging around with Americans for too long. It's Z, Z, Z. It's a zebra. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, let's get... Where's the sun? Oh, who cares? Yes. So I have to do that and then do some mining. I'll see if I can find the mining dimensions, set it up, because it's very useful, and you have to use they consume vast amounts of power, much like the digital miner, which means I've got to get tinkers set up and all the rest of it. And in the warehouse is full of metal that, as you upgrade the things like the forges and all these dudes, light industrial, they start to suddenly learn about how to do things and start, getting all the interesting things from deep down underground, which is very useful, except that with only 5 couriers, they can't get stuff around fast enough. Now, under normal circumstances, when you've built and upgraded everything, that's not necessarily going to be a problem. They're going to be moving food around more often than anything. But when you're setting it up, it's look at that kid. When you're setting it up, they're just running around madly doing all sorts of interesting things, and they don't get around to doing stuff. So, interesting. The courier's house has been upgraded. Now, remember what I was saying about a boulevard? So I said it. Oh, and jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. There's a huge pumpkin patch around the corner where I got them all. Let me just sort of. I wish that bird would shut up. So I set up this boulevard and started putting houses on either side. It didn't go quite according to plan. Have you already... You were attacked during the night, weren't you? Yes. Look, no door. And there's a ladder there for some obscure reason. So I didn't manage to get him, so... Get that. I didn't come over here, so... I'm presuming the pirate came in here. Let's get rid of that. Oh, hang on. Doink. Now... These guys were less than useless. What have you forgotten? You went over there. Oh, you need a sword again. My goodness. There are swords in the warehouse. No? Right. So, The archery school was less than useful. The combat academy is drafty as buggery, and Sophia Barton spent all her time sitting here bashing at these two things and going back and having a meal every now and then. But basically nothing. It was very annoying. Jack-o'-lanterns, I got the ordering mucked up there somehow. Why? What? Where's the cook? Did she get killed? You're wanting something, aren't you? What would you like? Nothing. So the cook probably got slaughtered. This guy's just going around banging. He's not doing much in the... Actually, could I set him to patrol? Let's check. No, you see... I wonder what that is. It's got 2 people. Maybe it's one less than the... Anyway. One less than the level. So yeah, I've got to defend this place a bit better. And then I've got to go to the mining portal, set up tinkers, and get some reasonable swords, because even though I was running around, because I've got diamonds and stuff like that, so I created myself some iron armor and a diamond sword, and I tell you what, it was a full-on fight all night. Pirates be damned. I'm not going over there. I considered putting like buoys, or buoys as our American friends call them, buoys out here with remote controlled TNT or something, because same thing on here, because they seem to make a beeline for this thing before coming across. Once they're in, it's insanely difficult, so you're going to need a secondary and tertiary level of defense, and you can't rely on those guys because they do bugger all, and you can't rely on your guards because they do bugger all. So it's an absolute nightmare. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, and that's the end of the stream for the moment. And I'm going to be building some defences. I can't put the turrets on because I don't have all the bits at the moment. But once I've got the turrets up and put a wall all the way around. See, this is what I mean. If I go into the journey map, just scroll out just a bit, you can see that where the main wall is, and I know you can't see my cursor, but I'm running it up and down the wall. That's all very well if they're barbarians coming in from here, but absolutely useless. This is like Singapore in World War II. I've got to find a way of defending this with walls, because they just get in. So it's... Oh, Rebecca Bardolph has grown up and wants a job, and it's raining. Okay, well, I'm going to stop this stream for the moment and then come back. What I really wanted to do was finish up mine colonies with what I've learned. And let me just, because it's dreary, it's like Melbourne at the moment. I'm not turning my back on you. There we go. So, there we go. I'm going to be, I was going to do Electro Bob and become a wizard, a pirate wizard, which I don't know how that helps. But anyway, I was going to do that, but in the meantime, what I have to do is defend these poor souls who have not done anything for me. What have you done for me recently? Well, build a town, I suppose. Fill the warehouse full of stuff that I've got to figure out how to extract it all. Put it into a computer or something. I'll get there. I'll get there. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. It's about 30 minutes. I'm going to be putting these all up on my YouTube channel, but because I haven't got any. Did I just? Excuse me, sir. Sir, you just walked in here. Out. I don't want vampire killers in here. Oh, one of the pirates has destroyed this door. Well, that's unfortunate. Bit of a design flaw. We'll get over health and safety. Health and safety. So I will get onto that, and I'll come back. I've got just put stuff in. Sign Rick and Dew's fans, and if you ever get to see this, oops, one more. Oh, pressing the right one. If anybody ever gets to see this, just put some notes or something somewhere in the Discord, and I'll get to it. I'll put all the other ones up on YouTube, as I was saying, because of course they disappear because I'm not an affiliate or whatever it's called, partner or whatever. So all my streams disappear, but I've got recordings of them so that I can actually upload them into YouTube, which is good. Anyway, bye. See you in a bit.